Hey guys, so Caught in the Act Unfaithful is back for season 3. If you don't know, it's like a revamped version of Cheaters with Tammy Roman as the host. So here's my review slash recap for episode 1. May not review it every week, but we'll review it when the episode was very entertaining. So the girl we're meeting this week is Jessica. She's a rapper with 3 daughters, aged 4, 5, and 10. Her and her child's father were together for 4 years. They had their kids, and then she found out that he was cheating through dating apps, and they went their separate ways. Obviously, this really damaged her confidence, and she was thinking that something was wrong with her. So long story short, she moved on from that, and now she's in a relationship with this new guy named DeAndre, who she's obviously here for Tammy to investigate. They are engaged and moved in with each other, and Tammy's like, it is pretty quick. And she's just like, I know, but I'm in love, okay? She then goes on to reveal that they both also have each other's names tattooed on each other's faces. So Jessica is like Hispanic, DeAndre is black. And she said that before her, DeAndre only dated white women. So that's a bit concerning because he also still keeps in contact with some of these white women who he once had relationships with. She basically says that this man has a tattoo that says Snow Bunny Slayer. There's a stripper named Yogi Bear who she believes he might be cheating with. And this girl also has DeAndre's name tatted on her. And she says she knows that he's still in contact with the Yogi Bear girl. One time he came in late from work. She tried to smell his wee-wee and he wouldn't let her. She had to wrestle him to the ground. Okay, so the private investigator is outside of their home. Jessica is out right now, and DeAndre is supposed to be home alone. And as usual, they've gone to the house when DeAndre wasn't there and Jessica was, and put some cameras inside the home as well. So after some hours in the house, he leaves, and the investigator follows him to another girl's house. She comes out, and they hug each other, and he goes inside. No kiss, though. And the investigator basically said it kind of looks like he was landscaping because him and the girl came right back outside with an umbrella, and she was like pointing some stuff out to him in the backyard, and then he left. So remember, he's a landscaper by day, rapper by night. So he posted a flyer saying that he had a performance tonight, and the investigator is now there. And they have a white girl going in there as a decoy because that's his type, supposedly, to see what goes on. So the girl went up to him after his performance and talked to him, told him she was a fan. She followed him on Instagram, and then she asked him, was he single? And he said no. So for now, this is a good sign, but the investigator said, we got more surveillance ahead of us. So the next day, the investigator is following DeAndre, and he's meeting up with Caitlin, also known as the Yogi Bear stripper ex with his name tattooed that Jessica was worried about. So when she's in a tattoo shop with them, she basically overhears him telling Caitlin, aka Yogi Bear, I have to get this Snow Bunny Slayer tattoo covered up. My girl doesn't like it. And she's basically like, no, you're not covering that up. That's my tattoo. I'm the Snow Bunny you was slaying. So clearly this girl knows he has a girlfriend, and he is being honest with everyone and telling them that he's in a relationship. So now the investigator tells us that after the tattoo shop, he went straight home, and now hours later, really late at night, he's leaving again. So she's following him again. She working around the clock. So he goes into this bar. She follows him in with her disguise and her camera. And unsurprisingly, Caitlin shows up. So DeAndre is basically telling Caitlin that him and Jessica are going through it because she still thinks he's cheating even though he's not. And she's like, yeah, you need to just come back over here. All right, so after all of that, Jessica is coming in to meet with Tammy and Ken, who is like this relationship coach. I really like him, though. He's really sweet to the women, even the men who are getting cheated on the show. I like him. So Jessica clearly came in on 10, and honestly, I think she expected to find more than what is really there. But really what's going on is what she already knew. He still is in contact with Caitlin, but he's not cheating on her, and he's telling everyone he's in a relationship. His main issue is that Jessica doesn't trust him and thinks that he's still cheating when he's not. So Jessica throws her ring twice across the room, and Tammy's like, I'm very confused. Are we watching the same thing? Mind you, all of this is before she even saw the footage with Caitlin. So now she's seeing Caitlin for the first time. So now she's really losing it. Like Tammy said, all we see is him spending time with Caitlin. But she already said that she knew about that when she first met up with Tammy. That was her main issue. But like she said, in us surveilling that quality time, we don't see any engagement or interaction that could definitely tell us he's cheating. Like there was no kissing and stuff. So she goes crazy out of nowhere and starts trashing the room. I'm going to show you.
Definitively, I didn't see cheating.
You know it. Do it! Oh my God, this bitch ass, bro.
Okay.
Terry, I need to go and I need to go now. I'm done. He came with the wrong bitch. He got me up, bro. I swear to God, bitch ass.
They try to get her to calm down. She's still banging the table. Tammy keep bringing her the ring back, telling her, if you don't want it, you can pawn it. She throw it again. Tammy said, fuck it, I'm keeping the ring. So like Tammy explained to her, it's more or less you need to check the girl because she's disrespecting you, and you need to get DeAndre to understand how to set boundaries if he wants to be in a relationship, which means all this communication with exes is a chop. So as usual on this show, Jessica's 2 options are a team up or a takedown. A team up is where she would go and meet up with Caitlin beforehand, and then they would go talk to DeAndre together. A takedown is where Tammy and the surveillance team wait until Caitlin and DeAndre are together again, and then they call Jessica and they pop up on them. So of course, Jessica chooses the takedown. So now what I'm assuming is the next day or a couple days later, we see Jessica getting picked up by Tammy and Ken because they have DeAndre and Caitlyn together. So she tells Tammy that he told her he was on his way to the studio. So she's like, are we pulling up to the studio? And Tammy was like, no. So he's at the bar and Caitlyn's at work and they're talking about Jessica and she's basically telling him, leave her with the kids. And he's like, I love my family. Like, we're just going through shit. So Jessica's had enough. So she's going inside. So she runs in there going crazy, but the white girl not backing down. You know, Jessica was like, I got the ring, bitch. And the white girl was like, and I got the tattoo hoe and I had it first. So what's up? They talking they shit back and forth, he in between them. Tammy and Ken get in there. So when Tammy asked Yogi and DeAndre what's going on, they both said that they just best friends and they exes. And he was like, sometimes I have to lie to her to go talk to my friend when I'm just looking for some peace. Like I said, he don't understand boundaries. And the girl trying to act innocent, talking about, oh, there's no micro cheating, this, that, and the third. But you're the one who's being thirsty, telling him to leave this girl, sending him twerking videos in the middle of the night. You're really the problem. Because some exes can be friends if they know how to, know their place, if they in another relationship. Tammy asked Jessica, does she want to be with him? She was hesitating. So Tammy was like, see, you do want to be with him. But she asked DeAndre, did he want to be with her? And he was like, no. Mind you, throughout all of this, Jessica is outside with Ken, still going crazy. And she kept interrupting while he trying to talk and Tammy trying to talk to him. And eventually Tammy was like, get this girl the fuck out of here. Because it's like, you a side bitch and you a bad influence, like I was saying the whole time. They was trying to take Caitlyn outside. Jessica was running all over the place trying to hop the fence to get to her. And I do kind of agree with what Tammy and DeAndre were saying about maybe Jessica's not healed from her past traumas and relationships. Because she's always accusing him of cheating when there's no proof. And even some of the stuff that he does do, like meeting up with Caitlyn, he's honest about. Even if it's not technically appropriate. He tells her. He also tried to tell Tammy that he doesn't have a preference and that he hasn't only dated white women. So Caitlyn comes back and sits down with Tammy and DeAndre, and she basically tells Tammy that the reason she really doesn't care is because when her and DeAndre were in a relationship right before they broke up, he was already dealing with Jessica. So she was the girlfriend and Jessica was the side piece before. And now it's the other way around. So Tammy asked him, is he sleeping with Yogi? He said no. She said, the entire time you slept with Jessica, have you slept with anybody else? He said no. Yogi didn't say nothing, but she was just rolling her eyes. And then she walks away and they bring Jessica in. So Tammy brought the ring back out and gave it to DeAndre. He went to try to give it back to Jessica. And she basically said, you need to bring that girl in here and tell her it's a wrap and I'll put my ring back on. So Tammy brings Yogi back in. And he was just like, you my dog, stay up and take care of yourself. But basically like, he not going to talk to her no more. So that was that. She left. She was acting like she wasn't hurt, but she was talking about, I don't care. I'm not trying to be his wife, but he going to call me after this. He might, but you hurt. So Jessica puts her ring back on and her and DeAndre leave happy. So now 3 months later, we see Tammy calling them for an update. So they're still together. They seem in a better place. And they said that they're going to therapy. Jessica obviously has an anger issue that she needs to work on. Jessica said for some reason, Caitlyn DM'd her and told her that she's pregnant with some other man's baby. So I guess she moved on. So Tammy asked him, is he removing the Snow Bunny Slayer tattoo? Jessica answers for him and says yes. And Tammy was like, I was asking him. And he was like, well, she must be paying for it. I guess saying it's very expensive. So he might get it removed. He might not. So that was the end of their check-in and Tammy gets off the phone with them. I enjoyed this first episode. I'll watch episode 2 and see if I want to review it. So maybe I'll see you guys next week with episode 2 of Caught in the Act Unfaithful. Bye.